Another win. Not easy, but another win. And the Rangers now improved to 83 points. Rangers win, baby, 2-1 over the Buffalo Sabres in overtime. And I'm not thrilled about the win, but at the end of the day, they got the 2 points, and I'm going to be happy about it in some regard. But again, there's still a lot that needs to be done here. And I don't think that I have to tell you guys that. I think if you're watching a hockey channel, you understand the game perfectly well. So you would know that if you watch with your own eyes, at the very least, that, yeah, there were things to not like about the game. But at least they ended up grabbing the 2 points, and, a nice winner in overtime. Nice winner in overtime. And again, it felt like a last year game yet again, just like last game to me, kind of reminded me of last year where they relied on Igor a lot. They didn't really produce much 5-on-5 offensively, if anything, honestly. I mean, they had some good scoring chances early on, but still, you would have liked that for them to get more 5-on-5 goals, especially against Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who's not really a stellar goalie. But then again, at the same time, we've seen them annihilate goaltenders before, so we know it's possible. It's just a matter of them actually being able to do it yet again. And I did like the line changes, which we're going to talk more about that later on, but we got a lot to talk about. This game was just chaotic from start to finish, and this was one where I'm very happy with the fact that the Rangers won, but again, we need to see better from them going forward. Before we jump further into it, remember to leave a like if you do enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload next. We are live here on YouTube. Aiden in the chat saying that was hype. Michael saying let's go. Lucas saying what a big win. And then I don't know how to say her name. I'm sorry. But he said they look slow in the beginning. No lines established. I'm scared, man. I'm still not scared yet because of the fact that, again, it's still the beginning of March, right? When we're talking the end of March, when we're talking beginning of April, that's when if a game like this happens, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? We got to be able to be a better team. We got to go out there and annihilate the Buffalo Sabres, and we got to be ready to go. But at the end of the day, it's still early March. I'm not going to panic just yet about games like this. Again, would you like to see better? 1,000%. I'm not going to deny that this was a ugly win, but at the same time, I'm not going to panic just yet. So let's get on with the recap, though. So I thought the Rangers played very dominant, though, in the first period. If I'm being honest with you guys, I thought that the Rangers looked very good. They got a good amount of scoring chances. Tarasenko got robbed by a Rasmus Dahlin block. Mikkola then had a bad turnover. Krebs got a shot alone. Big stop by Igor. And that's pretty much all that I have for the first period. Shots were 7-6 in favor of the Rangers. But again, I thought the Rangers played a very good period. They got more of the chances, and I thought that they controlled most of the play. But maybe that's just me. That's just what it looked like from watching the game, at the very least. Second period, though, oh boy, did things get very ugly in the second period, because Trouba goes off for a hooking penalty early. VC got a chance, shorthanded, fire wide, and the Rangers kill that off. But Buffalo made it a 1-0 game in the second period as Tage Thompson, I don't know how this guy made that move, but that move that he made down low to below the goal line there, or just right before he hit the goal line, passing it back to Ilya Lyubushkin. Then Lyubushkin finds Jeff Skinner wide open for a one-timer, which, by the way, Jeff Skinner should not have been left open there for that one-timer. That's first of all. Second of all, I mean, that move by Tage Thompson was just absolutely just beautiful there. And man, I would do anything for a guy like that on our team. Kakko has the potential to be like a Tage Thompson, but it's just a matter of him getting there. And I would love to see him get there, but man, like some of the moves that Tage Thompson made tonight, just using his giant framework, and it was just unreal. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent there about Tage Thompson, but I just admire him from the other side of things. I admire a guy like Tage Thompson and just watching the way he plays. Thankfully, the Rangers wouldn't take long, though, after to tie the game, as Miller makes a nice little pass to Patrick Kane, and he tried to center it, and instead it bounces off of Owen Power, and it goes in the back of the net. That makes it a 1-1 game. So Patrick Kane, everyone asked, where is he? Where is Showtime? We need him to step up. Well, he gets another goal. Not a pretty one, but he gets another goal. So that was good to see. But then Buffalo got a lot of the chances. Joe's ended up scoring on an opportunity, but it was offsides, thankfully, as Buffalo made a poor line change. If that line change was just a second closer, that would have been a 2-1 game right there. And we're talking about a 2-1 loss here all of a sudden, or maybe 3-1 with an empty netter. But then you see Patrick Kane getting a bit of a scrum. I love it. I absolutely love it. But Tarasenko got a breakaway opportunity off a nice feed from Trouba, by the way. That ends up getting denied. Igor then makes a huge save on Dahlin at the doorstep, and I mean a huge save. Gets some Igor chance going there in Buffalo. Gergensen goes off for a hooking penalty. Trocheck almost tipped one in at the buzzer, but again, the Rangers played a pretty bad period. Shots were 13-5 in favor of Buffalo. Yikes. Yikes. Third period comes along, and the Rangers played a bit better, but it was very chaotic on both ends. Both teams getting chance and chance and chance. Penalty gets killed. The remainder of the penalty, that is, from the end of the period. Kane and Greenway exchanged some good chances. Buffalo takes a too many men penalty, and the penalty gets killed by Buffalo, and they got a lot of good scoring opportunities after that penalty kill coming out of the box there. Kreider takes a boneheaded interference penalty, and the Rangers come up big, thankfully, on that kill. Olofsson almost buried one, though, and that was scary, considering if he just controlled that better on the stick, yeah, that was going top cheese all the way, but thankfully he ends up messing that up. But Igor makes gigantic stops at the end of the period, including a huge save on Dylan Cousins, absolutely robbing him to end the period, and we go to overtime. Dahlin takes a holding penalty, or a hooking penalty, excuse me, and Fox then fires one. It bounces to Artemi Panarin, and he fires it on the open cage, and that is your game. 2-1 win. Shots in the third were 14-11 in favor of Buffalo. Shots in overtime, 3-0 in favor of the Rangers. Chaotic third period, that is for sure. Shots in the game were 33-26 in favor of Buffalo. Face-off percentage 61-39 in favor of the Rangers. That we love to see. Power play went 1 for 3. For Buffalo, went 0 for 2. The penalty kill stepping up huge. The special teams starting to get it going, which is something that I like. Starting to see, like last year, that's what really helped them be the team that they were last year and go to the conference finals. Hits were 24-19 in favor of the Rangers. At block shots, 22-14 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaway 6 for the Rangers, 9 for Buffalo. A lot less turnovers today, which was definitely huge for the Rangers in tonight's game. Let's see what you guys have to say in chat, though, a bit before I talk about how the lines played. But again, definitely interesting. Sabres fans are crying about the refs. Are they right? What do you think? I think the refs were atrocious on both ends, to be honest with you. They miss a high sticking call at the beginning of the game that should have been called on the Rangers. They miss a high sticking call the other way when VC had blood on his nose, clearly, and was high sticked, and they missed that call. They missed at least 5 hooking calls. There was one on Jacob Trouba towards the end of the game that they blatantly missed. I thought the refs were atrocious on both ends of the ice there tonight. I don't think it was just a one-way street when it comes to this thing, but I can understand Buffalo fans being infuriated because, yeah, the refs were just not good at all tonight. They really weren't, but that's just my opinion. Calls definitely went more in our favor than not in this game. I could agree with that, yeah. But again, the call, it was both ways, in my opinion. The refs were atrocious tonight. Yeah, the last minute definitely had me going crazy as well. Last minute had me going crazy. But Rangers have been playing what I call hot potato hockey. No one wants to possess the puck or drive the play. Igor was awesome. Great game for him. Completely agree, RVA. I agree 1,000% with everything that you said. But to talk about how the lines played tonight, we had some line juggling, and I liked the idea of the line juggle. Did it work in execution? Sort of. I mean, there were some good chances, but I don't know if these are the line combinations to go with. I think you're close, though, if you're Gallant there with the line combinations. Yeah, Panarin, Zibanejad, and Tarasenko towards the end of this game. I thought that line was okay. I would have liked, again, more from them, but it was just whatever. I kind of like the lines how they were before more than how they were at the end of the game, which is weird considering they had less scoring chances at the beginning of the game. But I don't know, something about the lines towards the end of the game, they didn't really excite me that much. But again, Panarin, he had a pretty good game for the most part. 5 shots on goal for him. Ended up getting, of course, the OT winner. And he didn't turn the puck over once tonight, which is huge for Artemi Panarin because we know that he loves to turn the puck over. Mika Zibanejad at 68% of the faceoff dot. That was absolutely great. for him, but we need more from Zibanejad, if I'm being honest with you. He needs to start shooting the puck more. That's just my opinion. I'm not liking this holding on to the puck. I'm not liking this looking to make more plays. Let's go. Shoot the puck. You're one of the best, if not the best shooters on the team. Let's go, Zibanejad. I want to see more shots on goal. And then Tarasenko, he had a okay game as well. Didn't get a lot of ice time, which was just odd to me, but I digress. Second line then ended up being Kreider, Trocheck, and why am I blanking on Kakko? That's right. Didn't get a lot of ice time either. Kreider was throwing bod, though, again, which I'm starting to like that he's throwing bod because we're seeing some vintage Kreider again. Don't throw bod to the point where you're taking boneheaded penalties, though. That's a different story because, again, the penalty they took, not okay. But Chris Kreider still had a okay game. I still want more from him. I really do. And then Kakko, you need more from him. He's been invisible lately. And Trocheck, he had a pretty decent game. Made some nice defensive plays, though, throughout the game. 61% of the faceoff dot. Okay effort. And then I wanted this line, but I don't know how it played out. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how to assess how this line played. Lafreniere, Hedel, Kane, they were okay. They were just okay. But Patrick Kane had a pretty good game yet again. I'm liking Kane's game as they're going on. 22 minutes time on ice for Patrick Kane as well. That is just absurd there. And Philip Hedel, I want more from him. Lafreniere, I wanted more from him tonight. You didn't really get enough from them. You didn't get enough from the forwards in general. You really didn't get enough from the forwards in general. And then the fourth line, you didn't get enough from them as well. And they were on the ice for that Buffalo goal. Wasn't pretty at all. Goudreau with a sloppy job cutting off the passing lane there. And yeah, you need more from the fourth line. I was hyped for the fourth line, but we need a bit more from them when it comes to both sides of the puck. And then the defensive units, they were okay tonight. I would have liked more from them as well. Mikkola and Fox had pretty good games for the most part. Mikkola, I mean, I'm 50-50 on his game. He was like really good at points in this game, closing the gaps well. But then there were times where he was just puck watching and just making boneheaded plays. But Mikkola had an okay game. Same goes for Adam Fox. Trouba and Miller, decent game for them. Trouba's been impressing me a bit more lately. So that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that Trouba's been more impressive lately. And then when it comes to Schneider and Harper, they were okay tonight as well. But I'm glad that Schneider's starting to look better because he had a really rough stretch. And then Igor Shesterkin was the star of the show. He completely stole this game for the Rangers and is the reason this went to overtime, was the reason the Rangers won this game. Big ups to Igor Shesterkin. Big game for Igor. And if this turns the page for him, that's gonna take this team to a whole nother level, especially when the offense starts clicking and the defense starts to roll. Then, oh boy, if Igor steps it up, look out, rest of the league. That's all I could say with that. The rest of the league's in trouble if that ends up being the case, if this is what turns him around. I'm interested to see if he starts tomorrow, though. After a good game, you want to start to ride him more, get him hot going into the playoffs. Are you going to roll him on a back-to-back, or is Jarl Halak getting in net tomorrow? Interesting to see how Benny decides to go about that, but I think I'm going back to Igor Shesterkin tomorrow, but that's just me. Granted, the last thing I feel like dealing with tomorrow is hearing Igor's name from the Pittsburgh crowd all damn night. But 4-5-1 in their last 10 now for the Rangers. Would be nice if they could start to get that turning a bit. And even though they're squeaking out wins and they're not impressive wins, maybe they could start to get hot here. And that would be crucial. That would be crucial for them. And yeah, let's just hope they get the ball rolling here. And I don't really have much else to say, so let's see what you guys have to say in chat. Christopher says, I'm worried that we have too much skill, I think you meant to say, on this team. It's like all the oxygen on the ice is being sucked out, almost like there's no room for anybody to make moves. I don't know if I'd say there's too much skill, or like, I don't know what it is, but I think that They just need to get better at establishing a forecheck. It's just that simple. They need to start getting the forecheck going more, and they need to find that game again that they've played year round before. And we know it's possible. We've seen them play that way. It's just a matter of them finding that game again. Justin says, I'm nervous if we play the Devils in the first round. I can't stand that team. I don't know. I'm not there yet to talk about that series against the Devils, but all I could say is that let's see how the end of March and the beginning of April go before we really start to evaluate. Because this team, we know it's possible. We know it's possible for them to be dominant. We saw them dominate the Carolina Hurricanes this year. We saw them dominate the LA Kings, the Seattle Kraken, right? We've seen them dominate teams throughout the season that are good teams. So we know it's possible for them to do it. It's just a matter of them finding it consistently. And once they get that consistently going, and once the ball gets rolling here, they're easily one of the best teams in the East. Easily. So let's stay patient here. I still am willing to stay patient. That's just me. But, and yes, Steve, I agree that we shouldn't be worried, at least as of now. There are definitely concerns. I'm not going to, again, act like and just be all positive Peter here and just act like everything's all sunshine and rainbows. There's definitely things that need to improve. But right now, I'm not going to hit the panic button until this is the type of efforts that we see towards the end of the season. For right now, though, you're getting the 2 points. That's what matters to me. And I don't know. Maybe he will separate Kane and Panarin. I mean, he did it for parts of this game, so maybe. For a guy that floats around, Kane sure gets his shots on goal. I believe 14 in or 12 in 4 games now. Yeah, Kane's been shooting the puck a lot more, and that's something that we expected, and we love to see it. We love to see it. Not sure if you guys noticed, but against Montreal, our D got no support when they were getting forecheck. Tonight, we saw RCs giving much more support. And yeah, I agree. I agree that the back checking from the forward group was a lot better today. They weren't cheating the game as much, and you saw them really playing better. But again, there was also times where there was way too much puck watching. There was way too much of lack of stick checking, that is. But again, I think that it was better tonight than against Montreal. That Canes game was after the Tarasenko trade, if I'm not mistaken. There now, I gotta double check. You're making me fact check here, but I'm pretty sure Tarasenko scored in that game as well, if I'm not mistaken here. Am I crazy? Am I crazy or am I crazy? Yeah, that was after, because that was the back-to-back where he played the Kraken and then played the Canes, and no, he didn't score that game. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, they still won that game. Yeah, that was after the trade. Okay. I wasn't crazy. And yes, Christopher, leave a like, everyone. Would appreciate that. We have 22 viewers, 8 likes. Let's get that up. Let's get that up to at least 15. I have new players on this Ranger your team. Now is the time to work together and fix the problems. We have 17 games left. Yeah, they got to get it going. They got to get it going. I agree. But there's definitely things that they need to pick up for sure. I won't deny that. But that's where I'm going to wrap things up. I really do appreciate all of you guys for tuning into the live stream. It means the world to me. All of your guys' support, especially lately. It's been great. Really do appreciate it. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.